The shooting took place right in front of this home, leaving behind several bullet holes marked by the police. More than 20,000 pounds of food will be distributed to the hundreds of Alachua County residents out here waiting in line today. Take a look at the pile of debris left by Hurricane Irma that's being grinded into mulch. Right here is your basic chemistry lab. These labs are now more accessible for students to work with chemicals they couldn't work with before. About 60 new street cameras will be installed throughout Jacksonville Beach, one of them here at the pier, one of the most popular areas. Another one will go near Latham Plaza and City Hall. There will also be cameras in this area of Oceanfront Park and cameras at Cradle Creek Preserve. Over the years, SNL has paved the way for Hollywood careers of Hollywood stars from Bill Murray to Will Ferrell. Now they're suing the mobile home community. Their attorney says this could have been prevented if these cameras were working properly. A 15-year-old boy is at the hospital recovering from a gunshot to his neck. You can't see or taste nitrate in your drinking water, which is why most people are unaware of the quality of their water. It's the sound some people are scared of when they go to the dentist, including Navy veteran Steve Johnson.
Fear of the dental, fear of the pain that you gotta go through to get the dental work.
But today is not about overcoming the fear of the dentist. It's about the veterans like Johnson who served our country. This dental office in Apopka held their second annual Operation Bright Smile event, providing dozens of veterans free dental work.
So I appreciate that the community is giving back to those who have served.
Organizers say dental care is often overlooked for veterans. They say it could range from a simple cleaning to more extreme cases.
There are people that'll come in that need a full mouth extraction, and then there are people that have, a brown spot in the tooth that maybe we can help them as well.
Dr. Gamichia says some veterans don't have normal dental coverage, which is why the dental office brought in a team of dentists and volunteers from all over the state to help, giving people like Johnson a healthy mouth and the confidence to smile.
You feel like you got a nice smile, your mouth feels clean and healthy. It gives you, just like now, just after this clean, my mouth feels healthy. And I'm not ashamed of my smile as much, and I feel better about myself, yes.
In Orange County, Julianna Musumeci, News 6.
I wasn't a fighter when I came here, but growing up in that environment, I had to learn how to fight. So I fought a lot over there, became good at it.
Ahipo Dole'i moved to Gainesville when he was 12 years old. Adjusting to a small town combined with the passing of his father led him to the wrong path.
That's where all the fighting came from, because I was angry and I wouldn't have a father anymore. And so I was looking for something to belong to.
Like Dole'i, many young boys growing up in at-risk neighborhoods turn to the streets to find a sense of community. For some, this means joining a gang. Gainesville Police Department says gang violence has gone down, but membership is rising.
Definitely within your middle school population, and in some instances, even your elementary is aware of it.
According to a report by the Department of Justice, more than 30% of juveniles arrested for a first offense are affiliated with gangs. The Riker House is a youth development program for at-risk juveniles founded in the 80s. Chief Tony Jones helped found it after an alarming presence of violence in the community.
Well, they'll cut our tires, or they'll egg our houses, or they may break a window or something like that. That's when I said that, there's something we need to do because of this activity. And I said, not in Gainesville. This will not happen.
Today, it's more of an outreach program with more than 200 members. Executive Director John Alexander says the key to outreach is building trust with at-risk kids.
Going out to the school and just saying, hey man, let me eat lunch with you. Hey man, what's going on? Or being able to identify or relate to the child first.
At Riker, they have a different view of gangs today.
A lot of our young men would not define themselves as gang members. They would say, we are part of a group in a neighborhood.
Florida statute defines gangs as a group of people who engage in criminal acts. More concerning in Alachua County are hybrid gangs, groups of people tied to a neighborhood. While gang membership is on the rise, a report from the Department of Justice shows a drop in Gainesville arrests in Alachua County.
I think that with everybody working together, we have had some impact. It could have been much more severe than what it is right now.
Going into high school, Dole'i decided to change his life.
I just got tired of fighting. And got tired of being around the same people doing the same crazy and silly things.
Aside from the Rikert House, GPD works with the Boys and Girls Club, the Brand Program, and the NAACP to prevent gang activity. Dole'i now works for GPD and the Rikert House. He says, "You're only a product of the environment when you don't see anything different."
I started seeing that the Rikert House program was something that could catapult me out of my neighborhood and into something possibly totally different if I allowed it to.
Julianna Musumeci, WUFT News.
El último paga la bombilla.
This is Lourdes Montañez and her grandchildren, one of the thousands of Puerto Rican families now living in Florida. It's been 6 months since Hurricane Maria tore through the island. For Montañez, living through the storm is an experience she'll never forget.
There were things inside our home that wasn't ours. It flew from who knows, and our stuff flew away. We couldn't find anything. It was horrible.
She lost everything and watched her house fall apart from where she took shelter.
When I went to the house, I couldn't believe it. My husband threw himself on the floor and started crying.
It took 4 days for her to find signal and communicate with her family in Florida. Paranoid and desperate, her family on the mainland used their savings to relocate Montañez, her husband, daughter, and grandchildren.
We got the tickets and returned here because it was bad and ugly. There was no water, no lights, everyone was ill. I was getting nervous. The kids would cry.
But her husband, Enrique Garcia, decided to stay and wait for FEMA.
From here, I called FEMA. I explained the situation. I told them, please, he's by himself.
Garcia calls whenever he finds a place with cell phone signal.
¿Mejorando? ¿No?
Todavía no. No mucho.
No mucho.
Montañez is staying at her sister's house in Ocala. She takes care of her grandchildren while her daughter works at a local grocery store to support the family. Her grandchildren go to school, but they don't speak English.
It was difficult. They told me they didn't like it, not understanding what's going on in the classroom.
Montañez says there's a lot of confusion. She doesn't know where to go from here.
If I stay here, I need help, like how to find a house, healthcare, coupons, because I don't work. It all depends what help I get from here.
But even though she's thousands of miles away from her husband and her home is gone, she says now she feels at peace being displaced by the disaster.
I hope one day I can return to my island.